Oh, the 1966 Ford T-Bird, Thunderbird. Kind of a unique color, but this has been up for a long time. And finally I took a best offer of $50 for it. Another built model sold. It's the Mustang 2, sort of a funny car dragster. It's got a roll cage inside. It's not really well built. I mean, I guess it was well built, but not finely detailed or anything. Just doesn't show as nice as some of the other ones I've sold. And I ended up, after a year probably now, taking a $35 offer for this model. This is an old Panasonic AM/FM stereo 8-track player in-dash unit for a 70s vehicle. And I found this on eBay. I actually was perusing automotive 8-tracks, and this one came up, and I got it for less than $10 because it didn't work. And when I got it, I mean, it looked like it hadn't been abused or left out in the rain, so I bought it on the assumption I could fix it, and sure enough I could. I just replaced the belt, and then the mechanism for tuning was all gummed up, and was able to clean that up and get it working again. And I actually made a video. I figured out what wires went where and was able to demonstrate this with a video on my listing. This is a quad player, 4-channel, and if you've never heard quadraphonic in a car, you're missing out. I would suggest the Edgar Winter group. They only come out at night, and listen to Frankenstein in a car with quadraphonic. It spins round and round. Anyway, I was able to sell this for $180. Another piece from the 1963 mousetrap game I parted out is sold. This is the stairway. The ball rolls down, and this sold for $10. This is a seatbelt cover. Down by the lower part of the seat, kind of covers the hinge where the seatbelt is attached. And this is for a Mustang. And I knew this would sell because, you know, when anything can get kicked or broken easily, something like this, left side. It's nice that they put parts numbers on most auto parts, so you can look them up and include them in your description. And this little part just sold for $15. Another reel-to-reel tape sold. Barry Manilow's greatest hits. And this is one of the tapes I acquired for $20 for a huge box of them. And this sold on a best offer of $20. This is a DJ mixer made by Stanton. They make cartridges and turntables. And I picked this up at a sort of a music swap meet before the pandemic. I think it was like in January, and it was just a few dollars. And I checked it out, cleaned the sliders so they work without any static, and it works just great. You can you know, hook a couple of turntables up, and then you can you know, crossfade from one to the other. Total control over both of them. You can also plug your microphone in. Does all the mixing of your audio inputs. And it happened to come with the power supply, and I printed off a manual and was able to get $60 for it. I was just going through some old inventory boxes and found a bunch of empty model boxes. This is for a 65 Rambler. I couldn't tell if it was a promo. I looked it up, and I did find some others that have sold. And so I just kind of winged it and priced it at $20 and started listing another one, and it sold right away. So obviously I sold a little too cheap, or just somebody had it on their list and that was reasonable enough for them. Certainly was for me for an empty box, $20. And another empty model box sold. cellophane's still in good shape. This was a 1960 Mercury Comet. And again, just an empty box, and it sold for $20. No longer an everyday occurrence or every week occurrence. A Starbucks mug sold. This Waikiki, very large Starbucks mug. That is one of the city mugs. This I've had up for sale probably 3 years at least, just for 20 bucks. Finally sold full price, 20 bucks. This is a Parker duodial or doctor's watch. I've owned this watch since the 80s. Kind of tough for me to sell it. I just remember so many times wearing it, different occasions and whatnot. It's got a nice Chrysler band. Actually, I think I bought the watch itself separately from the band, and later I found a band for it and put it on there, and probably the box was separate too. Nice Art Deco box. And they call it a doctor's watch because the second hand is so large that back in the 20s and 30s, a doctor could take your pulse and see the big second hand on his watch very easily. And I had this priced at $400, and it's been up for several months. Kind of a slow week this week, so I accepted a $300 offer on it. Oh, and as well, the watch is not working. I had it serviced back in the 90s, and it was working for quite some time, but then it went into storage, and they just generally need a cleaning, servicing. Of course, was listed in the ad for this watch.